Well, today is a great day to sit in the back of the pickup truck, Molly and I, and we're gonna have a little chat because it's a hot, hot day. The next 2 weeks are gonna be pretty hot here all over the United States. So it's good to take a break in the afternoon, and it's a great time to take a break with you. Inflation is just going up and up. And prices of everything are really rising, especially for your fuel prices and groceries, and everything else keeps going up, like your utilities. Inflation right now is at a 40-year high. And I know a lot of people are struggling, they're on budgets, and it's getting hard for a lot of people. 13 years ago, Doug and I decided, we moved off grid, we came out here. Actually, for a lot of you guys that don't know, I mean, we had nothing here. Doug was staying here because he had to do a lot of the work. He didn't even know how to really build a house, and he was gonna build a house here. We just had this raw land, and I was working, so we had one income, and we had budgeted $50 a week for us just to eat. And a lot of the things and the way we lived back then can really help a lot of people right now, I think. So what I wanted to do is go over some ideas that you might start to do that you could start saving some money. First thing I want to talk about is your mindset. Mindset is everything. When you look at the definition of mindset, it's a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of the world. It influences how you think, feel, and behave, just like in any situation. That was really important for Doug and I because that's how we are. It was one of those things where we came into this situation not knowing how to do like anything. We didn't know how to garden. We really didn't know how to build anything. We didn't know anything. I mean, we were coming straight from the city out in the country, and we were jumping in with both feet. I just did a video talking about your abundance mentality versus your hand-to-mouth mentality. So it was one of those things where we were going to build something that we could have that abundance mentality. Start with a garden, and we were going to raise some animals, and we wanted to be more self-sufficient so that we could provide for ourselves and not have to rely on others. For a lot of you guys, changing your mindset, saying, I'm just not good at that. Well, we weren't good at a lot of things here at all, but we learned. We read books, and we studied, and we asked questions, and we went to places, and we kind of dug into it a little bit more to learn how to do these things. Here's a really good example. We're here in our property. We didn't know anything. You have to have driveway rock. We had no idea about having driveway rock, and how much it would cost. And we were on an extreme budget. And one time we had $900 we had to pay for the driveway man, and we were scripting and saving to get this. So we had the $900, we had a new puppy, and lo and behold, I get a call from Doug, and he says that the dog ate all our money for our driveway rock. And some people would just fall and crumble, but Doug was the type. We're talking about her sister. So Doug is a type where he saw what happened, and he called the bank. Some people might just say, oh my gosh, the money's gone, we're out the $900. But he called the bank and asked, is there something that I could do? The dog ate all my money. And she says, just as long as you can find the serial numbers, they can reimburse the money. So luckily, the dog didn't swallow all the money. He was able to find all of the serial numbers, and then that way, he went and got the money back. But sometimes, you need to look a little harder, ask some more questions, and it can really help. Another thing is we needed fencing here. He went to a local Amish guy who was the master fencer around here, and he became an apprentice for him, and they worked together. And because of that, with the fencing, Doug learned how to fence, and so we got to fence a lot of our property. So that's a huge expense right there. When we're going through these times, these changing times that are going on, it could totally make or break how you perceive it, because it is an adventure. You're going to be going, it's like a roller coaster ride. The thing I want to talk about is your household energy bill. Household energy bills have increased 54% since April of 2022, and they say in October they're supposed to be going up even more. I want to give you guys like a little challenge that you can start doing to help with your bills at home. Doug and I don't have electricity. We live off of candles and oil lanterns and just LED lanterns, things like that. That might be something you might want to look into in the evening hours. Don't have all your lights on. As the sun goes down, our bodies are meant, our circadian rhythms are meant to start relaxing. A lot of us are staying up till 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and then you have all the lights on, and then they don't realize they're not getting the proper amount of sleep, and that could mess up your health totally, where you're feeling fatigued, not having energy, could be suffering health issues, because the sleep is so important. Just keep it kind of like a nice, relaxing ambiance. You can start regulating your body. You may even start sleeping better, and you're going to save money on your electric bills. Now another one, let's look at our water bill. So the water bill is going up. Doug and I live off of rainwater. We have gravity-fed rainwater catchment here, but a lot of you guys aren't going to have rainwater catchment. So what you guys can start doing, a lot of you have hot water heaters, right? So for us, when we first moved out here, we didn't have a way to heat our water at all. So we had to take cold showers. And at first it was like, oh my goodness, it was tough. But over time, I started noticing that my hair was healthier, my skin was healthier. I used to have itchy skin and all that. We were not ever getting sick, ever, at all, because we were taking these cold showers. So if you guys start taking cold showers, you don't have to use your hot water from your hot water tanks. And it's going to help with your health. Believe it or not, it'll wake you up in the morning, and it helps you to sleep at night because it helps with your circulation and opening up the blood vessels. Now the other thing is don't take showers every single day or twice a day. If you use a lot of it, it's going to increase your bill. You do have a microbiome on your skin, you have it inside in your gut, and these little things are like little protectors that help protect you. And I understand if you're out in the mud and you're rolling around, definitely you need to take a shower. But you know, you don't need to take a shower every single day. You don't need to use soap on all your body parts every single day. Just do the parts that need to be done and taken care of and cleaned, and that's it. So these little things can really, really help save on those bills. Now let's talk about your food and your groceries. A lot of you guys don't have a full farm and you don't have a big, huge garden or anything like that, and a lot of people still go to the grocery store. What I want to talk to you guys about is just kind of changing your mindset on things that you need. Let's say you use a lot of oregano, or you use a lot of seasonings, parsley or thyme, you know, things like that. But why can't you, in a pot, grow some oregano, or grow some parsley, or grow some sage, or grow some thyme? Those are perennials. They will come back year after year after year. You can usually get a couple cuttings a season out of those once they grow, and then that way you can hang them to dry, and then there you go. You just crunch them up, put them in your little jars, and then you'll have all those seasonings for a long time. And then that way you don't have to buy them. And then that way that'll help flavor your food. Eggs now with inflation, are up over 33%. So let's say you really like eggs and you want eggs, but they're getting too expensive for you. Find maybe a local farmer. You can join a CSA or go to some farmers markets around and get your eggs from them, because they're going to be much cheaper when you get them from the local farmer. As well as check on your ordinances. Maybe you could have chickens and you had no idea, and you can start raising them yourself. Maybe you can't, and maybe your friend can go ahead and start raising chickens, and you guys can kind of share them, and maybe you can get eggs from them. So I mean, look into some other options. You can do the community supported agriculture, where you're joining one of those subscriptions. So there's lots of other ways to work around it. I want to talk about meat. So let's say you're looking for some meat. We were talking about eggs a second ago. You know, find those local farmers. Support our local people where we live. The closest you get these foods closer to you, the more healthful they are, more nutrient dense they are. So we need to support one another. We need to support our communities. We need to support these small little towns that you saw, you know, all the businesses died out because everyone moved to the city. So you can get shares in a cow, you can get shares in a pig or a lamb. You basically are buying the animal, and then you can go ahead and take a quarter of it or take a half of it, and then that way you're getting good meat. And here's a little nugget for some of you guys that may not know. So for a lot of these foods, you can just even go to your local health food store and then ask them. They have like a community board, and it'll say on here, you know, I'm selling, you know, raw milk or having eggs or meat. And a lot of times you can see that. So check some of those things on little boards if you're at the laundromat, or if you're, like I say, some of the groceries, like natural grocery stores or health food stores. So we always talk about here, we don't want to just survive here. We want to thrive. And that's how we want for all you guys. I was reading, I think fish and fish products that you buy at the store are up 11% or so, might be a little bit higher. So we have a pond here that we have fish in it. But going fishing is another way that you guys could save your money. So I know like local cities have like little parks that have playgrounds, and there's ponds there that you can go fishing. Okay, that's free. There's some of the bigger parks, you can go fishing there. People that live by the ocean, you go fishing there. Sometimes we got to think outside the box. So fishing is another great way that you guys can save a little money. Another way you guys could get free food is by foraging in your yard or going out someplace out in the country where there's lots of these things, these edible foods that are all around us, like your dandelion greens, there's plantain, you have red clover, you have lamb's quarter. They're all around us, and it's free food where you guys could be canning this food. You could eat it for your family, make salads. So I would really recommend you guys getting some books on foraging. There's lots of books, there's lots of videos on YouTube. I've done some videos on it also, because I know for me personally, if I wasn't able to grow something in the garden, maybe the weather wasn't right, these things that we call weeds, which are just basically wonderful herbs, they're wild herbs, they're so helpful for us. I know I can go out to my yard and I could supplement it through a lot of these things that are just growing naturally. We are losing that connection with nature, which is crucial for our health. So getting out in nature is one of those great benefits. You guys can get out there, put your feet barefoot in the grass, you know, just kind of earth yourself and regroup, and it's so awesome for all of us. And it will definitely save a lot of money on a family outing. You can make a little picnic. You know, who cares about going to the movies? Look how much money you spend going to the movies. Just go to the park, get in nature. Get in nature, it will heal you. Now I know this may sound crazy, but one of the simplest ways to beat inflation is to have more money. So if you guys like to paint and you paint, why not start an Etsy store and start selling your paintings? Let's say you like to, you know, make raspberry jam, or you're really good at sourdough bread making. Farmers market are getting more and more popular, and with everything going on, I think we're going to start seeing a resurgence of more and more farmers markets. So get some of these ideas. Let's say you're a woodworker and you love to do things with wood. You know, you can get on Facebook, Marketplace. I mean, there's all these different things that you guys could start selling on and start utilizing your talents. You know, maybe this isn't your job, you know, you're not going to live off of that. These are something where you can get a little extra passive income. You know, maybe I'm getting an extra $50 a week from that. You know, that's $200 a month. That could all add up to help make up for this. So I want you to think about some of these things, or these little passions that you like. I have a friend, she started a microgreen business, Barefoot Microgreens. You can follow her on Instagram. So you guys just start thinking about some of these passions and things that you like, and start making a little extra money here and there to add to help you. And if you want to learn new skills, maybe there's something that you want to start doing. You know that saying, knowledge is power. I truly believe books are so important. You know, the internet could be gone in a second. You know, maybe you don't have access to internet anymore. Books are where it's at. That can teach you so much. Doug and I have an extensive library of all these things that have taught us a lot of the things that we've learned here about raising chickens, about living off the land, about rainwater. I mean, all these little things that we've learned. Reading is so important. So start going to the library or go to resale shops. You can find books very cheap that way, and then start collecting them so you have them. Who knows what's going to happen? I know some of you guys are probably saying, well, you know, I really don't have any options. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I really don't have any money coming in. I don't know what I'm going to do. Now, here's another one. It's not hard. Don't look at your pride. You know, it's okay to ask for help. So if you have a neighbor, or, you know, if there's some, maybe you could barter or trade. You know, if they have a garden and you would like some fresh produce, just say, you know, I'll babysit your dog, or I'll dog walk, or I'll take care of your kids for, you know, something, or maybe I'll make you a cake and we can barter here or there. You know what I mean? You can look at your community. We need to start being neighbors again. If you just ask, if you need a little help, you know, we hear about the negative so much, but I think generally people are giving people, and people will help you if you do need a little help. And I'll tell you, when we first moved here, I did this a lot, and it just kind of made me sick when I would drive by some of these people's houses, and they had these apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, and they're dripping with all the stuff, and it's just going to the ground, and they're not doing it. Some of them might have been like older people that just can't physically do it anymore. I would go up to the door, knock on the door, and say, hi, you know, I live down the way, and I see you have all these apples. You know, would you like me to help you clean them up? You know, and I would like to have some for me cleaning them up. You know, something like that. They're like, go ahead, take all you want. When it comes down to it, basically, we want to look at our human needs. That's really what makes people happy. It's not having a lot of money. It's not having millions of friends. It really is having the people that are close to you. It can maybe be one person, or it could be your dog. You know what I mean? Having those people close to us, having a food in our belly, having a warm home, roof over our head, and then just community, someone to be there to tell you did a good job. Even people on our Facebook group, if you don't have that, I mean, that community is huge. So throughout all this, I know we can get through it, and you guys just start heating in on those skills and you can do it. So I'm gonna end the video with this. I'm a huge believer in affirmations. So here's our affirmation that we're all gonna say together. I am capable of overcoming difficulties. I am courageous, and I am adaptable. See ya.